What's up, ASending Nation? This is Chris from ASending Gear, and I just want to put out a quick video. I wanted to share something that was on my heart recently. Wasn't planning on doing a video for a few weeks after, well, until after I take my state board test, but something happened a couple weeks ago that was pretty amazing, and it was a life lesson for me, and I just want to share that with you. So we got a busy couple weeks. This weekend we're doing the downhill races at Fontana. Pretty stoked about that because with school I just haven't been able to do anything like that at all. I just had to finish up nursing school. But so we're excited about that. And then Wellman Off-Road Park is having us back out for their Mud Fest the following week, which we're super excited about that. Just an amazing group of people out there. But let me get back to, I'm going to be clipping this together. I kind of just want to share this with you because I think it's important. And that's what I'm about to share with you is what ASending is all about. So when we went to Camp Send It, I'm sure you guys seen the post of it. I'm also going to clip in when we did the national anthem there at Camp Send It. And kind of caught me by surprise. And I have a lot of pride for our country. And, well, I got a little choked up. So I had to kind of keep it together. But you'll see the footage. It was amazing. So let me just tell you the story. So we were headed to the Camp Send It. And it's out in Anza Borrego, which is kind of like hilly. We're down in the valley like Marietta, Temecula. We're kind of in a valley. And then Anza's kind of up a little bit higher elevation. So we start to go out there. Now, we've never been to any kind of off-road event ever before. And it was pretty amazing just because they invited us out. And man, what an awesome group of people. But anyway, so on the way up there, I've never seen the wind like it was coming in that day. It was just super strange. And I'll tell you what happened. As we're getting maybe 10 miles from the site where the event was, you could see a dust storm coming across. It almost looked like stuff that I would see in Afghanistan, where sometimes we would be heading to a fob and you couldn't see anything. I remember one time we were out in the desert and we were kind of doing circles. We were going off a GPS because the sandstorm was so thick. But so I started having some issues driving. I actually had to pull over. I had some anxiety going on. I'm just kind of putting all this out there because these are real things that people with PTSD got to deal with. One of them is something will trigger that anxiety, and man, it's kind of overwhelming. So you gotta kind of work through it. Hence, where ASending It came about is working through things like that. So I just had to collect myself. I've got my amazing wife Ivy with me, and she's kind of like, you can do this. So get back on the run. I get myself together. So we get there and we get to the event, Camp Send It. Now you'll see in the video, it still doesn't even do it any justice. But the wind was blowing like hurricane gust blowing. Like we got there and we thought to ourselves, there's no way we can set up a tent. Like it literally, I've had that happen before at Ocotillo Wells. It literally will send it like a sail, and it becomes very dangerous it could hit somebody. Anyway, so we were sitting there thinking, man, we're excited to be at this event, but the wind is so ridiculous that we can't even set up. So my wife looks at me. She's amazing, always calm, one of the two, and we just kind of were assessing the situation. Should we set up? We already know that we can't set up like we normally want to because everything would just blow everywhere. But we were there. We wanted people to know, about ASending It. So we worked through it. Some guys next to us from Dune and Destroy, amazing guys. They set theirs up and they were like, okay, well, we got to do it too, So we did it together. They set theirs up and we set ours up, and it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. Thinking that your tent can get pulled out and toppled into somebody. So that was my biggest concern. Anyway, the whole let me get to the story. So the whole thing was we weren't even going to set our tent up. We weren't going to do it. But when I got the tent set up, and my wife and I had this discussion, she says, I said, what do you think about the flag? And I'm like, well, in my mind, if I got the tent up, I had to do the flag. Like, I got to fly the flag. That's just it for me. So once we got the tents kind of like secured, we had it secured to the truck and pins into the ground, and I've got these big weighted bags. I mean, you name it, we did it. And so at that point, I'm like, I got to get the flag up. I got to get the flag up. If we don't get anything up, even if we just sit in chairs and say, hey, ASending was here, I got to get the flag up. So we do. We get the flag up. And and we had people come by, and they were amazing. Just an amazing group of people out there in the off-road community. But here's the gist of the story. I had to fight through my fear. I had so much anxiety from the windstorm and just the sheer force of the wind. I mean, I had to literally like kind of pull myself back in. Luckily, I got my rock with me. You know, Ivy is amazing, but I'm gonna clip in the video, and this is why I had to do this video. Had I not fought through that, and Ivy and I together, we learned this lesson. So sometimes you're gonna come across your really tough times. Really tough time. So this was like a perfect metaphor of life. You're going to come through these very difficult moments, and they're going to feel like you're going to be sick to your stomach. I was sick to my stomach, and I had all this anxiety, and I'm like, the answer was no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put the tent up. Well, we fought through it. And I'll tell you what, it was the most amazing, other than just graduating this year, the most glorious thing that happened to us was when John from Wellman Off-Road calls all the veterans up, all the first responders before the competition starts. And they start playing the national anthem in a guitar rendition, amazing. But I started getting kind of choked up. Now, I don't really know this at the time, and I mean, I laugh about it, but John says on the microphone, he says, if everybody can stand towards the flag over at the ASending It booth. Well, I didn't realize we're the only one flying the colors at the time because it was crazy windy, right? But the most magical moment ever. I mean, that 2 minutes rendition of the national anthem was, man, I was choked up. Even just talking about it, I get choked up. But anyway, so I just want to put this little piece together. I'm going to piece in this kind of together so you can see. the lesson is you got to overcome your fears. Whatever that is, at the time it's difficult. You're in a difficult time. Something is like holding you back. Just push through it. Just push through it. You can do it. 9 times out of 10, almost always when you get to the other side, it's going to be amazing and it's going to be so well worth it, and you're going to look back and say, man, I'm glad I pushed through it. So check out this video. I'm not really into the editing part yet, so these are going to be raw videos. Once I take my state board test, I'll have more time to kind of figure that thing out. But if I feel something on my heart, I just got to share it with ASending Nation. Ascend It is defying gravity and sending it. That's what it's all about. And that's in whatever it is that you do, and putting that into your life. Learning how to overcome those fears and getting to the other side. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please share and comment and subscribe. Tell your friends. We are going to be doing a ton of videos coming up for ASending It channel. Ton of new gear coming out this year. It's going to be an amazing year. And I appreciate all the support. We'll talk to you guys soon, and keep ASending It.